The relative peace trailing the electioneering campaign of political parties jostling for the Ekiti governorship seat was threatened on the 6th of April as the campaign train of the Labour Party was attacked by suspected supporters of the All Progressives Congress in Ilawe, Ekiti, the headquarters of Ekiti Southwest.
Everybody can see what is happening. They were wearing T-shirts belonging to APC, and some of them are staff and relatives of Adara Modu. But I'm happy that people of Ilawe themselves have reacted. God is fighting our battles. When God is fighting your battle, you don't need to fight again. I leave everything in God's hand. I know I'm the next governor. I am the next governor of Ekiti State. And by God's grace, nothing is going to stop it.
This was to serve as signal for the beginning of series of violence that created the June 21st Ekiti governorship poll. On April 8, political thugs invaded the Ayofayoshe campaign office situated along Adebayo Road in Ado Ekiti. The incident was linked to a supposed retaliation by the All Progressives Congress, which recorded heavy damage and severe losses.
By the bullet, at my head, if I carry a baby, and my baby was with my wife was just be left to the house now, and I want the government to act to it.
The across-the-country protests over the abducted schoolgirls from Chibok town in Borno State finally took Ekiti by storm on May 9. The wife of the former governor of the state, Bisi Fayemi, led the protest, comprising women from various interest groups across the state.
We have come to you to kindly pass on a message through His Excellency the Governor to the President of Nigeria, President Goodluck Jonathan, who is the Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces and who has direct responsibility for our safety and well-being. We would like to implore Mr. President to expedite action to ensure that our girls are brought back home.
As the June 21st governorship election draws nearer in Ekiti, one of the political moves that added color to the poll was the unification of former governors Kayode Fayemi and Segun Oni on May 23rd. The latter crossed from the PDP to APC after a protracted tribunal battle between the two that lasted more than 3 years.
Who is in a better position to give Ekiti the kind of future, the kind of clout, the kind of recognition that we want to our people? That is why we are doing this, and I want to beg everybody, if you are Ekiti, wherever you are, ask yourself, what legacy do you want to bequeath to your children?
Let people know that our politics is politics without bitterness, and that this is a lesson that we want to render to Nigerians particularly, that Ekiti is the model for politics of non-violence, for politics without bitterness, for politics based on issues and character.
Less than 24 hours after the PDP rally led by President Goodluck Jonathan, the All Progressives Congress rally organized to sweep the feet of the PDP on June 8 was disrupted by mobile police force led by the Mopol commander in the state, Gabriel Salankere, a Bayelsa-born assistant superintendent of police. Trouble started when the procession of the APC got to Ijigbo roundabout, where they were accosted by mobile police units which tear-gassed everyone, including journalists. The then governor Fayemi was also not spared the confusion that followed the release of the tear gas and gunshots into the air when he arrived at the scene. The following altercation ensued between the governor and the commissioners of police in Ekiti. Felix Uyana, Commissioner.
The chief security officer of this state, and you are attacking senators. You have killed somebody. You have killed somebody here.
No, it's not.
Who are you defending? Whose interest are you protecting?
You are going to cause trouble in this country.
Whose interest are you protecting? I cannot believe it.
You are making me up this morning here. I'm sorry about that. We were holding.
And on the 22nd of June at about 6 a.m., the Independent National Electoral Commission in Ekiti announced the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Ayofayoshe, as the winner of the election. Fayoshe polled 203,000 votes to beat other contestants.
Kayode Fayemi of APC scored 120,433 votes. Bamidele Michael Opeyemi of Labour scored 18,135 votes. Odele Peter Fayoshe of PDP scored
203,090 votes. Peter Fayoshe of PDP, having satisfied the requirements of the law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
And then, the famous speech of the then governor, Kayode Fayemi, conceding defeat and congratulating Fayoshe for his victory at the poll.
Yoko Ekiti. Yesterday, Ekiti State decided, following the gubernatorial elections held in the Land of Honor, Ekiti State, Nigeria, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has officially returned the candidate of the People's Democratic Party as the winner of the election. If indeed this is the will of the Ekiti people, I stand in deference to your will. If the result of the election is an expression of the voice of our people, we must all heed your voice. About 30 minutes ago, I spoke with my brother, Mr. Peter Ayodele Fayoshe, congratulating him on his victory. In a few hours from now, on Monday morning, I will be meeting the governor-elect to discuss the future of our dear state and how we would work together to institute a smooth transition program.
Exactly a month to the expiration of the tenure of Fayemi, the state government inaugurated a transition committee. The committee, comprising representatives of the outgoing government and that of the incoming government of Fayoshe, was expected to make modalities for a smooth handover process.
In line with the usual practice, a transition committee is expected to make arrangements that will ensure a successful transition from an administration to a newly elected administration. This will also be the focus of this committee.
It is customary, it is in accordance with tradition for the outgoing government to interface with the incoming government. Where facts are not available, people go to the remote market to source for it. This is an opportunity for us to be able to ask questions and to be able to get clarifications.
This forum will provide an opportunity to clarify issues where necessary, rather than leave anything in doubt or allow outright falsehood to be fed to the general public.
The planned smooth transition process was never to be, as the days that followed were full of drama. On September 23rd, palpable fear best describes the situation in Ekiti after the gruesome attack unleashed on the Ekiti State High Court. The attack, which didn't spare lawyers, court staff and litigants, was carried out by hoodlums suspected to be party thugs. They disrupted the sitting of Justice Isaac Ogunyemi on the case deciding the eligibility of Fayoshe as governor. As if the September 23rd court attack was not enough, another one was unleashed on the court premises on the 25th of September. The unrest was believed to be a continuation of the earlier siege.
Filed a response and for an expeditious hearing, we have stepped down our objections so that everything will be taken together with the substantive suit because of the time factor.
First is that we have fixed a day for hearing. The hearing will commence on the 14th, and I think we will do it and we'll be through immediately.
Okay, now prepare your team for.
We are ready for it.
Okay.
The drama which unfolded on the 25th did not end until the murder of a staunch PDP member, an ally of Ayo Fayoshe, Omolafe Aderi, also a former chairman of the drivers' union, on the night of the same day. The act later had its spiral effect on the polity. Owing to the protracted crisis that rocked Ekiti State that week and the killing of the former NURT boss, Omolafe Aderi, the Ekiti State government on September 26 had no option but to impose a dusk to dawn curfew throughout the state as announced by Fayemi in a broadcast in Ekiti. Despite the reality over the expiration of his tenure as the governor of Ekiti State, Fayemi leveraged on the last weeks of his regime to make political and administrative statements as he commissions various projects across the length and breadth of the state. He brought eminent personalities to the state one after the other. The high point was the commissioning of the new government house named Okeayoba Villa. The villa and its attendant cost later became subject of bickering between the APC government and the new PDP government led by Fayoshe. And on the 16th of October, exactly 8 years after he was impeached as the state governor, Ayo Fayose was sworn in for the second time as the #1 citizen of Ekiti State in an emotion-laden swearing-in ceremony. On November 7, Ekiti State once again was in the news, this time around from the House of Assembly as the 7 People's Democratic Party lawmakers made plenary sitting amidst watertight security. The members sat in closed door as journalists were barred from covering the session. They confirmed 3 commissioner nominees and approved 12 special advisors as listed by Fayose at the end of their session. The APC, which has 19 out of the 26 House members, however, cried blue murder over the action of the PDP lawmakers.
We have changed the principal officers of the state, of the House of Assembly. The Speaker has been impeached.
All right, sir.
The Deputy Speaker has been impeached. They have been impeached on the ground that 1, they left their official responsibility without an official notice. 2, for not to be able to coordinate the House of Assembly members, trying to divide the House of Assembly members. 3, holding the states hostage with the responsibility the whole to have render for this state to move forward. 4, for relating or revealing official secrets of the state to some interested party outside the government. 5, for misappropriation of the House of Assembly fund. 6, for signing a resolution that the House of Assembly members did not know about. That is the resolution of allowing the past government to get 5 billion naira bond from Steering Bank without being passed in this allo chamber.
The crisis rocking the Ekiti State House of Assembly took a new twist on November 20th as the PDP caucus of the House impeached Adewale Omirin as the Speaker, as well as all other principal officers. Dele Oglugbemi was named the new Speaker of the House. The PDP House Leader of Business stated reasons behind the impeachment.
The former Speaker, Dr. Adewale Omirin, and his deputy served the state for almost 3.5 years. We are grateful to them. The House will continue to accord them deserved recognition and respect. We will continue to tap from the wealth of experience, leadership in the legislators' arms of government, is collegiate, and every honorable member is a potential principal officer.
It is the numbers of people in the House of Assembly that are in prison. The figure. Yes. Look, let me tell you this. You see, when we come to the issue of figure, not figure, House of Assembly has their own culture. We have our own law. We have the way we operate. We have the way we run things. It is not my duty to tell you figure. It is an administrative function. And you cannot allow me to, as a public servant, to go and be doing the duty of an administrator. Right. That is not my own duty.
Finally, but not the least, the Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose on 15th of December presented the budget estimates for the 2015 financial year to Ekiti State House of Assembly, comprising only the 7 PDP lawmakers, while the 19 APC members were conspicuously absent.
You get about the 19 because the place was flooded with men's and women's of caliber, the traditional rulers, the chiefs, the Yalajas and the Yalajas. I don't know, maybe you have their pictures of which you can show that they are conspicuously absent, because that has been your responses in the past. I am sorry. And even the law does not, even presentation doesn't require any number. Go and see what the Constitution says. He said the governor shall present, and he has come here legally based on how the Constitution spelled it out that he must be in the assembly to present. Here is not talking about 18. Here is not talking about majority. Here is not talking about minority. Here is not talking about a specific numbers of legislators that should be present.